The difference between a split squat and a lunge is what happens with the feet. A split squat is what we might otherwise call a static lunge. So if you're going to step back a little bit further, out there, she's just going to go up and down in that position without changing where her feet are. That is a split squat, so called because the feet stay in the same position throughout. A lunge, step back. A lunge in sport science is any type of step and return. So that's a lunge, this is a lunge, a curtsy is a lunge, any step and return is a type of lunge. So, the first thing we want to focus on and master is the most stable one. And because it doesn't move, the split squat is the one we're going to start with. So, if you're going to step there, she's going to stay in this position. She's going to go down for me and just kneel on the ground for us so we can hold this position. She's doing a great job of this right now. Okay, about 90-degree bend and about 90-degree bend. You don't have to have 90-90 between hip and knees, right, this kind of structure. You can vary, but to begin with, the most stable position is going to be this one, okay? It works, basically the hip and the knee, relatively equally. Whereas if we start to Fiona comes up, she's now going to take a short stance, so she's going to step together a little bit, and she's going to try and do the split squat from here. And we're going to see much more knee focus, right? This knee closes in a lot more. And that means it's more quad heavy than the standard split squat. Stand back up. Now she's going to go stupidly long, right? And I want you, as you come down, to sit into it. You're going to sit backwards, exactly like that. This, of course, then, you can see this knee doesn't really close, right? It's very hip dominant. So long stride and sitting into the hip means glute focus. Short stride, knee narrowing, knee acute angle, means quad focus. For almost all of us, we're going to start in between that though and go 90-90 unless we have a reason to perform it otherwise. What we're really looking for in this bit is how this tracks. Okay, so we've been over it in the squat. We want that knee kind of in line with the middle of the foot. We don't want it too far out there. We certainly don't want it too far inwards. The really great thing about any of the single leg work, any of the split squat family, any of the lunge family, is that it's really hard to do it too bad. If that knee dives in too much, you're just going to fall over. So these exercises become a little bit self-correcting. If on the squat you have a tendency to knee dive, knee collapse, doing a load of single leg work and getting good at it will start to help redress that if you take the idea of the control back into the squat. So come back up. Good. You're just going to do 3 reps for us. Nice and control, raising. That's perfect tempo. See it all lines up beautifully. And relax. Once we've mastered the split squat, we can start to progress it through the lunge variation. So we're going to start with a reverse lunge. So in this one, Fiona is going to step backwards, lower the knee to the floor, and then step straight back up. And again, you're going to do the same leg a bunch of times. You can alternate legs in this, or you can do the same leg a bunch of times. She's doing a really nice job of stepping down, raising, and then as she comes up, here's a mistake a lot of people make. Go down for me. They come up and then step forwards, right? So do it wrong for me. So you're going to go down, up, and then stand. I want her to drive diagonally upwards out of that bottom position. Once she's done that, obviously we have to do the other side as well. So we're just going to check that that's just as good. You don't particularly have to do the little horse move that she's doing, but that's fine if she wants to do it that way. It doesn't make too much difference. You can also be as flamboyant as you like at this particular point. Relax your leg. If you're someone who really struggles with some of these, you might have seen a client of mine with feet. We put him near things that you can hold on to. Okay? So if you really struggle with balance, yes, you could hold on to someone, right? Or you could get near just a wall, near something like a Smith machine, near anything that's stable. Grab hold of that, just make sure you're stable enough, then progress, right? If you have to hold on to 2 sides, you might then take it to just, all right, can I hold on with 2 fingers on each side? Then can I hold on just 1 hand, or 2 fingers on 1 hand? And then can I just not touch it and keep myself in position? And then if I need to, I can stabilize. And you're going to progress that until you can do these lovely flamboyant moves, like Fiona over here. The reverse lunge from the side. Okay. So again, lovely and controlled. What we're trying to look for as well is, again, that spine doesn't change position. Pause that for me. You can alter this just like you can with other things. If Fiona pushes that front knee back and becomes more upright, and then stand up from there. Yeah, it'll have a different, it'll go down. It'll have a very different sensation around here. If she does the opposite, now goes left, she's going to be forward, lean the torso forward a little bit. Yeah, and then up from there, she's going to, and then you can actually come up, drive that lever. She's going to feel much more quad focused in this one. Again, for the most part, you don't want to do either of those positions. You want to be somewhere in between where she normally wants to squat. Well, we're in between those 2 points. If you're someone who leans too far forwards, think about sitting a bit more upright. If you sit too much upright in it, think about leaning a little bit further. Having done the reverse lunge, we're now going to look at the forwards lunge. So what Fiona is going to do is step forwards, control the descent, step back. Try not to drill the knee, so you're just going to raise it lightly again. And on the next one, we're just going to alternate the sides. And again, when she's stepping into this, we're looking at, does that knee line up? Is everything nice and square and straight on? Is she falling? Can she control that? There's a dynamic aspect to this, where her foot has to react to the floor, her ankle has to stabilize, so does the knee, so does the hip and the pelvis, so does the spine all the way up to her head. A lot of people will take this for granted, but as we get older, our ability to react to the floor, stabilize and not fall over, gets worse. In particular, it gets worse if we don't practice it and train it. If you're ever worried about any particularly elderly relatives who struggle when they're going to the bathroom at night time, the ability to right themselves instead of falling over is really, really crucial. Getting good and maintaining split squats and lunges goes a long, long way to preventing stuff like that. So once you've mastered the bodyweight versions of these, we're then going to start loading them. So a goblet hold, split squat. So Fiona's going to go for 3 reps up and down, the same tempo we've spoken about, the same form we've spoken about, we're just adding in load now. Relax. So the goblet hold is one way we can progress now. The next way we can progress it is holding the weights down by the side, which we're going to look at in a second. One of the downsides to holding it in the goblet is that we raise the center of gravity upwards a little bit, and it becomes a little harder and a little less stable. So if you struggle with stability a bit more, you'd be better off holding things by the sides, like the move we're about to see. So my favorite way of loading the split squat, once we've got to grips with the bodyweight one, is 2 weights by the side of us. These can be dumbbells, they can be kettlebells, they can be plates. They lower our center of gravity more than the goblet hold does, and therefore they're a little bit easier to do. They're also easier to continue to load because we can use twice the weight that we're going to be able to on the goblet hold without it necessarily feeling like twice the weight in the hand.